at this stage, I would like to invite my co-anchor, Mazi Ezeoke, to say a few words to us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dele Mahmoud. Thank you once more, and thank you once more, everyone, for joining us. As the chief anchor has said at the beginning of this is nothing else but the handshake across the Niger. You know, it's an event that is being organized by Nzuko Umunna in partner. Please, can you stop muting me? Thank you very much. So in partnership with the Heritage TV, that is Ovation International, and supported by Heritage TV, United Kingdom, obviously being streamed live also on Njenje Media. So to kickstart this afternoon, as it is, the relationship between the Igbos and the Yoruba could be traced to centuries. And in recent past, thanks to Nzuko Umunna, there has been some inroads made. And in the last couple of days as well, we all are aware of the recent happenings in the country. And the tensions that were created as a result of some activities, which in the course of this event this afternoon, we will get to details of them. On that note, once more, I will say thank you very much, Dr. Dele, and I will be introducing the chief panelist, and that is in the person of Iba, Dr. Chief Iba Gani Adams, to please take the podium, and back office, if you can highlight him, and so that he can speak to us. Then obviously we have a follow-up questions to follow. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my seat in my palace is the seat of the panel. I'm with you. Oh.
Oh. We can hear you, sir. We can hear you. You can go on.
Okay. I'm already on seat. Already. I'm waiting for your question, Mr. Ezeoke.
Yes. Thank you very much, Chief Iba Gani Adams. Now, the question that I have, the first question that I have for you is, as per the Igbo-Yoruba relationship and your position on restructuring and self-determination. As it is today, obviously, everybody knows the way Nigeria is governed today. You know, if you could briefly give us from your understanding, a brief insight into the Yoruba-Igbo relationship, and you can summarize that by, you know, letting us know your viewpoint on restructuring vis-a-vis self-determination within the Nigerian context. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, I think the Yoruba people have a very good relationship with the Igbo people. If I'm not deeper in the relationship we have between the independent and after independent, I have an insight of what happened when I was very young in the school days. And by then, we have a very good and robust relationship with the Igbo people, because in Lagos by then, the issue of tribalism did not shine in our character. But talking of when I grew up are involved in activism within the context of Nigeria. I'm in the leaders of one of the socio-cultural groups in Yoruba. In 2013, we have the organization that was formed in Ike. We call it the Southern Nigerian Congress, which was formed in the house of Chief Obafemi Awolowo. We have 50 people in the south, party in the east, and another 50% in the southwest. That gives us room to have a solid relationship in this Nigeria. The first meeting was held in Uyo, and we issue a communique that we Nigeria.
Okay, sorry, I think I was muted. Thank you once more, everyone, for joining us. As the chief anchor has said at the beginning of this is nothing else but the handshake across the Niger. You know, it's an event that is being organized by Nzuko Umunna in partnership with the Heritage TV, that is Ovation International, and supported by Heritage TV, United Kingdom, obviously being streamed live also on Njenje Media. So to kickstart this afternoon, as it is, the relationship between the Igbos and the Yoruba could be traced to centuries. And in recent past, thanks to Nzuko Umunna, there has been some inroads made. And in the last couple of days as well, we all are aware of the recent happenings in the country. And the tensions that were created as a result of some activities, which in the course of this event this afternoon, we will get to details of them. On that note, once more, I will say thank you very much, Dr. Dele, and I will be introducing the chief panelist, and that is in the person of Iba, Dr. Chief Iba Gani Adams. To please take the podium, and back office, if you can highlight him, and so that he can speak to us, then obviously we have a follow-up questions to follow. Thank you very much.
Yeah. My seat in my palace is the seat of the panel. I'm with you.
We can hear you. You can go on.
Okay. I'm already on seat. Already. I'm waiting for your question, Mr. Ezioke.
Yes. Thank you very much, Iba Gani Adams. Now, the question that I have, the first question that I have for you is, as per the Igbo-Yoruba relationship and your position on restructuring and self-determination. As it is today, obviously, everybody knows the way Nigeria is governed today. You know, if you could briefly give us from your understanding, a brief insight into the Yoruba-Igbo relationship, and you can summarize that by, you know, letting us know your viewpoint on restructuring vis-a-vis self-determination within the Nigerian context. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, I think the Yoruba people have a very good relationship with the Igbo people. If I'm not deeper in the relationship we have between the independent and after independent, I have an insight of what happened when I was very young in the school days. And by then, we have a very good and robust relationship with the Igbo people, because in Lagos by then, the issue of tribalism did not shine in our character. But talking of when I grew up, I involved in activism within the context of Nigeria. I'm in the leaders of one of the socio-cultural groups in Yoruba. In 2013, we have the organization that was formed in Ike. We call it the Southern Nigerian Congress, which was formed in the house of Chief Obafemi Awolowo. We have 50 people in the south, we have party in the southeast, and another 50% in the southwest. That gives us room to have a solid relationship in this Nigeria. The first meeting was held in Uyo, and we issued a communique that we Nigeria.
Mazi, is it okay? I have a special announcement. Yes, I was just going to bring him in. Hello? Ben, okay. Yes, when Baba Adebanjo was speaking, he asked for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and here he is. So I had to send a message that Baba Adebanjo just asked of him, and it seems that this platform will not be complete if we don't hear from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he has been a major protagonist in this debate. So you are welcome, Mazi. It's good to see you again.
Thank you, Dele. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You can take the mic now.
Thank you very much. I thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart for having me once again. And I saw my dear mommy speaking a short while ago. I caught the tail end of what she was saying, and it is a unique privilege and honor to be mentioned by somebody like Pa Ayo Adebanjo, a man I have not hidden my love for, neither have I tried to shy away from extolling his virtues and my immense admiration for his studiousness, for his truthfulness, for his fearlessness. He's a man that I respect. I wish we had someone like Pa Ayo Adebanjo in Ohanese or Pandev. Things won't be the way they are. I love him immensely, and he knows that very much. And I feel humbled that he was able to mention my name. And I also understand that Iba Gani Adams is here with us also today, and also Pa Fasuranti as well, a man that I have immense respect and admiration for. When I remember these men, when I remember Pa Ayo Adebanjo, I remember Gani Adams, Pa Fasuranti. These are the people that give me hope and reassurance that what obtained in the past is no longer going to happen. I am very, very pleased to be alive in this very generation, to be able to have such people lead the Yoruba nation, because I now know that we are all in safe hands and that the old divide and rule is no longer going to work. I believe in self-determination via the route of a referendum. There are people who may canvass for Nigeria to continue the way it is presently constituted. There are people who may even want to suggest restructuring. But we must bear one thing in mind. The same people that rejected restructuring in 1967 and 1968 are the same protagonists who are today still rejecting restructuring, by which I mean the British government and the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate. They do not want it, they cannot grant it, because they think it will be detrimental to their survival or to their hegemonic tendencies within Nigeria. Therefore, I will recommend, or I will suggest personally, that people are entitled to hold whatever view they feel they are comfortable with. But for us, it is self-determination via referendum. And I do hope and pray that who knows, one day our children may vote to have Oduduwa and the Biafra nation, one as a southern, whatever they may call it, I'm sure it's not going to be Nigeria, and to decide to run their lives the way they see fit. As I heard Mommy Onyeko when he's saying before I joined, she alluded to the fact that we share a lot of things in common. I think that most of the banter and perceived rivalry between the Igbos and the Yorubas is just something that obtains between Scotland and England. People just banter. They believe in competition. There is a healthy rivalry, but it would never ever degenerate to the point whereby one evening you wake up and you hear that Yorubas are killing Igbo people in some part of Lagos. It will never happen. The same thing can never ever happen in Igbo land either. But it is because we have allowed ourselves over the years to be controlled by forces hell-bent on dividing us, because they understand the game very well. Once we divide you, we conquer you. And once we conquer you, we set the narrative for you. And that narrative is that the Igbos and the Yorubas can never come together. And I'm sure that programs like this have, put a light to that. And I do welcome it immensely. Thank you very much, Dele. Thank you.
Invite Gani Adams to please give us his closing remarks. And I would ask Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to please also get ready for his closing remarks. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Well, my position is not closing remark, Bashar.
Okay.
Let me just come again and reiterate my position about defending the interests of our brothers and sisters who are Igbo on justice. The information that was submitted by in Yoruba land about lying against forging out fallacy that Igbo court crisis after the attack on our promising youths in Lekki. I can assure that we as Yoruba, as usual, we are highly accommodating, and we are to protect interests, because we realize that Igbo are the businessmen and women in Yoruba. And the economic inputs give us growth in terms of development. And I don't want anybody to have that fear again, because when this information was being disseminated by the few elements that was a call from deep angles, the Ezeibo in Lagos called me, the Oranze called me. I said, relax, we know where this information is coming from. I know how they upgrade their propaganda to cover their costs. And within three days, we'll be able to weather the storm. But let me come back to the issue of solution to the country, because I've listened to different speakers with their view and opinion. And we have a speaker on the basis of diverse in terms of ideology and what they want. But I want you to know that we started agitating for restructuring through Alao Abaton in 1989. And when you calculate the year of 1989 now, it's about 30 years more than. And when you are talking about restructure without strategy, it will be very difficult to achieve restructure without strategy. We continue crying for about restructuring in another 100 years, and our institution will be destroyed, and state of nation of Nigeria will be decayed. And the generation that is coming did not have the patience that we have. Look at how organized the youth came out to have a peaceful position about demand to move this country. Though their demand was 7-point demand, education, health, household demand, but the main cogent point is that the changing of constitution, and the changing of constitution, which lies about restructuring. And what kind of restructuring do we want? Because when you are saying that you don't want this country to break, we are one, and some say that they won't allow you to be, they won't allow this country to be structured. I will refer you back to the statement of Jabba on Wednesday, the level of arrogance as a spokesman of the Mr. President, no matter the pressure, Nigeria not structure. The last was talking about the 4 zones that are to fight for restructuring. The 4 zone that cooperated to fight for restructuring, the players, the political products did not even agree with you. Some of them are thinking about 2023, how they can give them the presidency. And at the same time, we have to fight this struggle on 2 sides. You should not abuse somebody who believes in self-determination. If you don't agitate for self-determination, the Northerner will not do restructuring. The only thing that can spike their heart and mind is when the Southerners say, we will break if you don't restructure. They don't want to break up Nigeria. And if you are negotiating in a weak point, you can't get what you want. If you want 5 things, ask for 15 things. But when you say, as an elite, we will continue calling restructure. Within 2 years time now, we have a version of 2003. They will throw cut on you. They have started dividing us. They will give you president because they know Kanu is asking for self-determination of Iowa, and they saw him moving to different international institutions. The pressure of giving them the let us throw this cajole or carrot to the southeast so that it can weaken them. By next month, when they know that the US is calling for self-determination, they already give it to Fayemi or Tinubu. So that's a political joker and strategy to weigh us down on the basis of ideology. I will advise, because when you are talking of handshake across the Niger, we have to move on this thing on the basis of strategy. It's not about growing grammar. We have to know where we are going and way forward, how we can achieve what we want. Please don't discourage Kanu in his own self. Let them continue their own restructuring. Yoruba will tell you the capacity. Let us use the hand of the left and the right. You will clean your hand. But the special you are telling somebody who is risking his life based on freedom, it will be very difficult to Nigeria. I'm not praying that Nigeria should break. If Nigeria breaks, who tell you that the Igbo will do their business in the Odua Republic? Who tell you we drive them away from Lagos or any state Yoruba land because we are Odua Republic? Are you not telling me Yoruba is doing their business in Igbo land? Who can even eventually become a Biafra Republic? Are you telling me that Igbo is not doing their business in Benin Republic and that's another country? Our pastor Bakari has said that they don't want to be in another person, a country in a Igbo land. But if the North panel, we won't give you restructuring. They have to play with that. We are Southerners, we are intellectual, we are partner, we are strategy. But we are not good in political strategy like Fulani. Fulani are about to be a political strategist. They know how to cajole you people. So we should not continue to be a toothless bulldog shouting restructuring. At the end of the day, you don't get it from me. By 2022, in the middle of 2020, nobody will be talking about restructuring again. We'll be talking of who will be the president. They will be thinking of who they will give the minister, maybe their son or some of their friends. Maybe they will have a political patronage in the federal. But now, it's still very hard. Let us put more pressure on the power that be. We have oligarchy in all the 6 geopolitical zones now. We even have the oligarchy in Yoruba land, who didn't share ideology of self-determination, who did not even share the ideology of restructuring. We are shooting on ground. We have Yoruba that in their own mind, in their own thinking, they want the power, and they continue to be enslaving us. They will continue to be looting our treasury to make them become a political mafia. So I will appeal to our brothers and sisters in this program. Let those who are fighting for self-determination continue with their self-determination. Let those fighting for restructuring continue with restructuring. At the end of the day, we will lose votes. We will get one. Either we get a restructuring on the basis of regionalism in all the operating units, If you get a regionalism in all the federal unions, I know within a period of 10 years, Nigeria will be compared with an European nation. But if we don't be strategic about it, we will it. Because I was meeting of the Southern Nigeria organization in of finance Astro. They were attacking. I said, look, don't attack this young man. I don't know him. I haven't met him by then, and I haven't had any contact with him. I said, let us empower him to be, so that can achieve restructuring his own self-determination. But they did it to me, and they use all the force to drive away from Nigeria. He's now in international level now. He's having more nations. So I will appeal to and appeal to Yoruba people that anybody who have a mindset in the two struggle, let's give him certain leverage, even though we don't share it. But I can assure you, at the end of the day, we get one out of it. Happy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Iba Gani Adams, the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba land. Thank you so much, sir. Now I'll be inviting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to please join us. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, thank you. Please unmute him, please.
I'm trying to unmute. You can hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to thank everybody who participated today, and especially my dear brother Iba, who just spoke now, and of course, Paya Dabanjo, a man that I'll continue to love and have respect for the rest of my days on this earth. And of course to you, my dear good brother Dele, thank you very much for having me. Now, as Iba Ganadam said, I do respect divergent views and opinions because I am a Democrat, and I would like to reiterate that. One thing that comes across anytime this debate is had is the weak position from which the South is intending to, should I say, debate this restructuring of a thing. Restructuring cannot work because Nigeria has very faulty and shaky foundations. It cannot work because there are competing and divergent value systems. It cannot work unless we are deceiving ourselves. The borders are open in the north. They closed semi-border, but the borders in the north are open for all manner of, very desperate and evil people to troop into the country, to rape, to massacre, to pillage. No one is talking about it. You're talking about disparity in terms of our concept, our understanding of how a society is supposed to function. I'm absolutely flabbergasted that some people that I have regard for in terms of the intellect can come on this platform and be debating how to keep Nigeria warm with all the inbuilt anomalies in place. You can't go to beg Fulani for restructuring. They won't give it to you. You have to price it away from them. That's what Ganadam is talking about. You need to take it away from them. They're not going to sit down and say, oh, come and take it. Ojuku went for restructuring and they said no. What makes anybody in their right senses think they can give it to you now unless you have a very equitable leverage to wield? Once you do not have that leverage, you cannot get restructuring. And that leverage is self-determination. Without it, you cannot get anything. It's high time to understand this, I'm absolutely shocked. Look at what's happening in Obibo. You want me to be in a country where a madman like Wike can get up in the morning and decide to slaughter people. And the slaughter is going, even right now, this very minute, people are being killed in Obibo. And you want us to somehow subscribe to this useless, corrupt entity of Nigeria. Who created Nigeria in the first place? Who created Nigeria? Let me ask you. Who did? Did any of these people now talking today? Do you have any input as to where Nigeria is supposed to be? What is wrong with self-determination? What is wrong with referendum? In Britain, you have an autonomous Scotland, you have autonomous Wales, you have autonomous Northern Ireland, you have autonomous England. What is wrong with that, for goodness sake? Sometimes I'm shocked the way we reason in Africa. It is absolutely shocking. What is it? What is the incentive for anybody to subscribe to One Nigeria, I ask? There is absolutely none. None whatsoever. You are in a country where you have a people who they have this sense of entitlement. You know, we have to determine what happens. You go to NNPC, it's only Fulani people there. You go to customs, only Fulani people there. You go to immigration, only Fulani there. You go to the army, the high echelon, it's only Fulani there. Air Force, Navy, oh, come on, for goodness sake. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. Nigeria is unworkable. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. But I do thank all of you who spent or who gathered today to give us, a snippet of your immense wisdom. We do appreciate it. I am not for restructuring. I am for the outright breakage of Nigeria, the same way we were before the white man came. And I make no apologies about that in any way, shape, or form. Now, there are people who may want to, for reasons of nostalgia, or kind of hankering back to the past. They saw 1960, people were out on the streets, they were dancing, they were making merry, there were high hopes for Nigeria. I mean, I can excuse them, but the reality today is that you have Fulani, a very virulent and dangerous Fulani Janjaweedism on the march. They want Ruga, they want to take our waterways. I mean, come on, Nigeria is unworkable, can never work, and will never ever work. The best way for us is self-determination. If they feel that they have the superiority, so to speak, or they have the upper ground in terms of the validity of the arguments, they should come out and debate with us. What is wrong with a referendum? If you claim that a majority of the people want to remain in one Nigeria, then let's have a referendum. Let's determine it once and for all. How come via a referendum, Atiku became a Nigerian citizen? Why should I not be allowed to exercise the same right that Atiku actually exercised before being allowed into Nigeria? What is wrong with that? I mean, these double standards I cannot understand. Let's cut to the chase. The only thing holding Nigeria together is the oil and gas in Biafra land. And for the sake of that oil and gas, Biafrans are being killed right now as I speak. Wike is carrying out his genocide in Obibo right now. The day we rise up in anger, misunderstand us. But right now that this genocide is happening, no one is doing anything about it. I cannot be in a country with people who do not see any evil, they hear no evil, and they condone evil. I cannot be in the same country. Heaven knows I cannot be in the same country with these people. If there is any need for us, I would prefer a situation whereby those of us in the South will get together and say enough is enough. And until we make that categorical stand, believe you me, this nonsense will continue. The South, the Yoruba, the Igbo, and of course, a very significant presence we have in the South should be able to come together to say enough is enough. You don't beg Fulani. If you beg them, they will drive you into your grave. We need to stand up and say enough is enough. If you don't do this, if you don't do A, we do B. As simple as that. Why should we beg them? Who are these people that we're begging them? All the time is begging, pleading. And as Gani said, come 2022, they'll start talking about elections. They want to see the future of their children in Asorok running all over the place, either as SSA or as secretary to the government. All these debates about restructuring will just go through the window. But our consistency over the years has proven time and time again that self-determination is the way to go. And there is one thing that will make it absolutely critical that we sustain this very drive, and that is the unity and camaraderie between the East and the West, between the Igbos and the Yorubas. And when we say the Igbo, that means encompassing everybody who's in the East, and of course, our Yoruba brethren in the West. Once we are together, believe you me, Fulani will panic, and they will give us what we want. If we are not together, we are repeating the mistakes of the past. And I pray to God Almighty in heaven that we do not do it. And on that note, I've come to the end of my submission this evening. I want to thank each and every one of you, and of course, there yourself, and all the very eminent personalities that grace this very program this evening. Once again, thank you very much, and remain blessed.
Yes, thank you so much.